Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode, Building a Web Scrapper in Python for Jobs. So before we start, you're going to want to find your Anaconda prompt, and you're going to want to say conda install requests, and then enter and say yes, and then you're going to want to do pip install beautiful soup 4, and then you'd press enter. Basically, conda is for packages that are really popular, that are on the conda channels. Pip is for anything else. And then I want you to come into Visual Studios. And we're going to make a new program. We're going to call it WebScrapper.py. Hopefully I don't have another one named that. Enter. Okay. And so I'll provide the links, but basically this is monster.com, and in it we typed in the search bar software developer in Australia. So what we're looking for is the software jobs in Australia, and you can see all the listings here. But there's actually an easier way to do this. So all websites are made through HTML. So if you press F12, you'll get the developer tool, and you can see all the HTML for this website. And let's say we want to look for what these jobs are. We can Control-Shift-C or click this button and scroll over to the jobs. And you can do that for each and every one of it. And let's say you hover over what you want, you can press Control-Shift-C and then come here and see it. Otherwise it would move where you move it to. So if I move and then try to get here, it just goes all over the place. So everything here has a value, and it's pretty cool. So one of the things we'd notice is, find what we're looking for, Control-Shift-C. All the search results are in a div class with an ID search results, and each job has a h2 with a class title of title, and it has a here you can see the company, here you can see the name. So a h2 for the title, a div for the company, and a div for the location. And that's kind of cool. And it should have another thing. But anyway, let's get into automating it with Python. So first what we're going to do is we're going to say import requests, and then we're going to say from BS4 import beautiful soup. So what we're saying is get import, and from BS4 import beautiful soups. So requests goes to the URL, which is this thing, and takes all the HTML code and can store it in a variable to then be inspected upon. Beautiful soup is what picks it apart for what we tell it to do, or to pick apart. So we're gonna say URL and then equal and then string, and you're gonna copy and paste this into the string. And then we're going to say page equal to requests dot get parentheses URL. And then we can see, I think we can see what it returns. I think we press run without debugging. Or no, it didn't say. Okay, let me print page. Run without debugging. Okay, it just gives me a response. So that's what that does. Comment it out. But then we can say, I'm going to create an object. We'll call it soup equal to beautiful soup, parentheses, page.content, comma, parentheses, html.parser. And then we can say print results.prettify, parentheses. And then we're going to say run without debugging. Results is not defined. Oh, okay, we need to do one more thing. We need to say results is equal to soup.find, and we're going to say ID equal to results container. And remember, that was the object that had all of the items. And we're going to say run without debugging. And it prints out all the HTML code. Sorry. Here it prints out all the HTML code, and it's quite hard to read and comprehend. So we won't really be using this print statement, but just know that it's there for you to see. And then we can say so first, in the URL, it's made up of things. So there's the main site, the base URL, which is everything up to the question mark, I believe. Yeah, so the main, up to search. And then there's the query parameters, which is the Q equals software developer. And then we say and where equals Australia. So the start is the beginning of the query parameter, which is the question mark and Q. And we set it equal to software developer because that's what we're looking for. And then we say where, and that's Australia. And so that's what that's doing, and that'll be important in a little bit. So we're going to create an object called jobs underscore elements is equal to results dot find underscore all parentheses, and we're going to create section comma class underscore equals parentheses card dash content. So when we go back to the website and we see our first job finding, which is this one, we see there's a section element with a class of card content. So div and section are all objects in HTML, and we're saying find that object with the class of card content. And now we can print it out. So we can say for job element, job underscore element without the S in jobs elements with an S underscore elements, and then colon, we're going to say title underscore element equals job underscore element dot find parentheses h2 comma class underscore equals parentheses title. And it's pretty much the same thing for the other three, except we're going to change this to company element, and class, which is company, and then print, and we're going to have one for the location. So basically I want to print what is the job where is it and who's it for. So div, and location element. So this is pretty good. Now we have to print it in the for loop. So print parentheses title element, and then we're going to say print company element, and then we're going to print location element. So I'm not going to run this, but this is basically the bare minimum of what you need. And we go back, we see the title is an H2 object, the company is a div object, and the location is a div object with the class equal to location, class equal to company for the company, and class equal to title for the title. So this is what you need to do it. However, you're going to come across some errors. For one, in certain cases, when you run this command, you'll have an object with a none value type, and that'll cause the program to crash. So to fix that, you say if none, capital N, in parentheses, and we're going to copy all these elements, comma, company element, comma, title element, colon, space, continue. And so this is saying if you find none in these values, skip it, ignore it, throw it away. And so that'll solve that problem. However, when we print this, it'll give us lots of white space and it won't actually be text. So to do that, we say dot text, and then we say dot strip in parentheses. So that says convert it to text and strip it of white space. And that should be enough. So we're going to click run without debugging. We got an error. Where is it? So job underscore element. Undefined variable job underscore element. Oh, I put an S, didn't I? Okay. Let me get rid of that. And then run. Ah, there we go. And so we're seeing all the things. Actually, let me put another print statement with spaces, so it should give us some space. Yeah, so we see we've got the lead performance engineer software systems at Magic Leap Inc. And here are the locations. We got this thing and all the other ones. And it's actually pretty cool with just 28 lines of code, which is really less. And that's pretty awesome. That's how you get it to print all the job findings and their locations. Although you can see right here, there's associate strategist social media, and that's not really useful to us. So that's kind of lame. There's a workaround to that. So basically, there's a way to say, I only want to find jobs that are relevant to what I'm looking for, and in our case, it's Python developer or something. You know, jobs only smart people have. You know, so I'm going to say create a new object Python underscore jobs and equal to results dot find underscore all in parentheses, and basically parentheses h2 comma, and then I pass in whatever I want. I'm going to create a string, set it equal to, and then parentheses what I want it to find, like Python and developer. And then I want it to print those Python jobs. And yeah, so remember h2 is for the class, the title, which would be the job type, and that's why it's h2. So run without debugging, and it prints nothing. Do you know why it prints nothing? It's because it's looking for exactly this, Python developer. It wants a capital P with a Python space and developer. It doesn't want anything else. So that's the flaw in this command. There's a way to make it better. Basically, we say Python underscore jobs equal to results dot find all underscore all parentheses, and I'm going to say quotes h2 comma string equals lambda text, and then our expression, we're going to look for parentheses Python in text dot lower parentheses. And so what this is saying is find all of the objects that are in H2 class, or H2 objects, and look for Python. It's going to take the text that's in the name and convert it to lower string to look for Python to increase our chances. And then I'm going to say print Python jobs. Right click and run without debugging. And so it did the same thing again, where it printed out all the jobs. But here it gave us this data that's a lot of stuff that we don't really need. So there's a way around that too. We're going to say for py underscore jobs in Python jobs colon link equal to py underscore job dot find parentheses quotes a, and then bracket quotes href, and we're going to say print py underscore job dot text dot strip parentheses, and then print quotes f quotes apply here colon, and then I forget what these ones are called, like these are not brackets, they're curly braces, yeah, and then link, and space /n. Okay, so what did we do? So basically we're saying for the jobs that you find, print out the link to apply to them, because I don't want this extra data. I just want the link for the job. And so I created a link and said equal to find a and h reference. I think that means the link. And then I want you to print it out, but I want you to also print out the link with it. So that's string formatting, where I create a string and then I put it into text to be printed. So we're going to run without debugging and see what happens. You see, apply here. So it printed out the title, and it printed out the apply here. Just control link, say open, and this is what it found. So pretty awesome. But there's more to be done. Actually, I don't really need this print Python object anymore. That's kind of just junk data that I don't really need. So this is what it would look like, the final product. So I have all the job listings I want, and then I have the apply here link. So that's pretty awesome. However, there's actually a really cool way to still manipulate this data. So you see up here in the URL, we have it equal to Australia. There's a way to change it without having to come back here and type in United States. So if I wanted to look in the United States, I'd see what it is, and I come up and see how the URL changed, and it's where equal United dash States. And there's a way to change that. So we come up to Australia, I remove it, I say United dash States. I can get rid of this other stuff because I don't need it. Wait for the there. Run without debugging. And yeah, now it's all different. It showed me new jobs that I never saw before because this is in the United States. Software developer engineer, Advantage Resourcing in Sterling Heights, MI. I forget which state that is. And then it should have found me a different job, yeah, in Cincinnati. And right click, shift. Found me a different job. So software developer in Python here in Woodland, Washington. Found one in Ohio. And so it's actually really cool. So basically, to sum it all up, you come to your website, you see the HTML objects, what's assigned to what are the classes, what are the IDs, so you can come and parse it, and then you just provide the URL, which can be manipulated in its own sense, and you say page equals request.get the URL, soup equals beautiful soup, page.content html.parser, and then we set results equal to soup.find some ID object, and then you can begin to search the program for whatever you want. And it's actually really cool. So thank you.